What's up guys, Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're going to be going over a topic that is asked quite a bit, and that is what is the first light and dark hero I should build to 10 star, because of course, building a light or dark hero to at least 9 star really doesn't slow your progress down on any other hero, so maybe we should make this more of a which hero to build to 9 star first in the light and dark factions. We're going to go over probably about the top 5. There's a couple maybe options from light, and then there's a very good few from dark that are very good possibilities. We're going to go over where they help in the game and why you should consider building them versus other heroes within that faction. Again, do you want to take them to 10 star above too early in the game? Probably not, unless you have all the hero copies. Typically I say do not even start building any of these light or dark heroes until you have 5 copies of them, because the worst thing that can happen is you get a 9 star, then you just never get any more hero copies to get them to 10 star, because once you get to 10 star, you don't have to worry about any light or dark fodder anymore. The hard part is done, getting them to 9 star. So let's jump right into it and let's talk about the top 5 light and dark heroes to build. So starting off, we're going to go with number 5 here is Aydah. Just as a quick spoiler, the bottom 2 are definitely going to be light heroes, with the dark heroes being the top 3. But yeah, Aydah is still kind of in there as the top 5. Is she going to do much for your account overall? Not really, but no light hero truly will. But what she does bring to the table is very good progress when it comes to Aspen Dungeon. So if you don't have your ticks built yet, or even if you have a ticks, having an Aydah built up can help support your team. Now again, remember, don't even start building any of these heroes until you have at least 5 copies of them. But Aydah was at one point in time, and probably for almost a 2-year stretch, like one of the best PvP heroes, and that's just because of her skill set. She has marks which were very good at killing people through Unbending Will. She of course has some really good base damage reduction speed built in combination. She of course had a basic attack that healed and dealt extra damage based on the target's max HP, and has the end of round damage, again being based off her attack, and recovers HP. So she had like the whole package. She has mark damage, she has end of round damage, she has holy damage, she has damage reduction, speed. She's still one of the fastest heroes in the game. Actually, I think she is the fastest non-transcendence hero in the game to this day. Is that true? Or is Faithblade faster? I can never remember. No, Faithblade is slower. 1232 versus 1238. So yeah, I'm pretty sure she's still the fastest hero out of the non-transcendent heroes out there. She can be a good build if for some reason you get hero copies of her. Is she great to build? No, and I almost didn't even want to put her on the list and just make this more of a top 4. But she does have some uses. She actually is good in Tower of Oblivion as well, if for some reason you do need progress. Again, Tick solves most of these problems that she used to solve. So Tix is now the better alternative to Aydah, but just in case you do get the copies of her, she's not that bad to build. Next up on this list is going to be Russell at number 4. So you guys know I'm a huge Russell fanboy. I didn't want to put him any higher on the list though, just because his uses do significantly drop off. His main use, of course, is going to come in the form of Sealand 20 in the light faction. If you have an E5 Russell, you got a bunch of like holy kids or Michelles with energy artifacts. You can get Sealand 20 done very easily with very minimal stellar imprints, any of that stuff. He's very, very good. He does have very good uses in the mid game of PvP and early game, of course. His damage, of course, comes in multiple forms. Radiant Arrow, the active ability, does huge burst damage. I mean, you've seen it. The best video on our channel is our quad Russell video with like Rogan and Belrain and stuff, and it was just utter destruction. But yes, the active ability is strong, but what really makes him really, really good is going to be his basic of the light arrows. The light arrows are what really pop off for him. They're individual ping damage. They're very great at chipping away the damage that Radiant Arrow doesn't do and kill off multiple targets. He also has a very good ability, Dazzling Light, which essentially makes enemies with the lowest HP, 2 of them, they can't hit multiple targets with Dazzle. It hits random enemies with their active abilities. is very, very good. And of course, he does have a great heal built in as well. He does have control immunity. He doesn't have any damage reduction, but he does get damage reduction from his active ability. Very good hero. He does, however, drop off in the late game. He can do pretty good in Tower of Oblivion. He can do pretty good in Aspen Dungeon. He'll get you to death 50 with some imprints. He is best with Splendid A and B when it comes to Aspen Dungeon. But again, he does have some fringe uses. He doesn't really have any use, sadly, in Vortex. But overall, very good hero at getting your Sealand 20 Light done. And actually one of the few heroes in Light that can actually do it. So the next two spots, number 2 and 3, are kind of a tie. We're going to go over both of them at the same time. One of them, of course, is going to be Almond Raw. The other one, of course, is going to be Carrie. They are very useful in different situations. Both of them can be really great as 10 stars for those of you who are trying to get Sealand 20 done in the Dark faction. When it comes to Almond Raw, it's really great having a 10 star on your squad, mainly because you get 2 layers of Guardian Shadow. This skill effect negates damage against the next attack and turns 100% of that damage into healing for the target. So that is most of the time how you actually do Sealand 20. Very budget version with a 6-star Aspen. Yes, a 6-star Aspen is your damage dealer, but having a 10-star Almond Raw plus a couple baby Almond Raws is very important so that you have enough shields, and you are going to need energy artifacts to go along with it. But she also has a really nice ability, Healing Charm. Each basic attack curses enemies 2 times, each time inflicting a healing curse. That will offset the next healing they receive and turn 100% of that into damage. This is now a mark, but it can kill through Unbending Will, so she's a great PvP hero. She always kind of like comes back into the PvP meta and then leaves and then comes back. She always has to use that healing curse because so many of the Transcendence heroes have healing abilities. That is a great counter to them, especially Sword Flash Shia. Her damage bubbles, the Guardian Shadows are absolutely amazing. Her attack isn't really useful, but it can ping out through a couple different abilities. Terrible Feast can ping through Unbending Will, stuff like that. It's really nice. The curse, the Healing Charm is the best because it kills right through Unbending Will and shields such as Fiona's and Inosuke's, which are nice as well. And she's just a really nice counter. She can help you out in Tower of Oblivion because, of course, those bubbles will give your team longer rounds, more rounds to actually beat waves. She can sometimes have use in a few Vortex ways if you are doing it the old school way, so she does have some uses there. Like I said, PvP, she comes and goes. Aspen Dungeon, 0 use. And of course, when it comes to Sealand 20 for Dark, absolutely necessary. At least 5 stars, but usually you want a 10-star of her for that 2 layers of Guardian Shadow plus 3 more baby Almond Raw. Now the next one that kind of ties it with me is Carrie. So again, Carrie is another very key component to getting Sealand 20 Dark done. It's mainly due to her energy drain because let's be honest, you guys have probably seen a ton of our videos doing Sealand 20 in Dark, and so many times you have to hit that dragon in that back row and keep him from using an active, because that active ability hits everybody and hits for multiple times, which takes off those Almond Raw shields that we just talked about. Well, Carrie is the solution to that between her energy oscillation, devouring mark, all that fun stuff. She's got tons of different ways to get rid of energy. She can revive. Now, you can technically do it with like a 5-star, but the chance of devouring mark to actually happen is up to 70% when you are at 10-star. It does make a big help, a big difference. Carrie can be amazing even at 5-star all the way up to 10-star in PvP. She can be great because she revives, energy drains, doesn't really matter if she dies quick because she'll just come right back eventually. She can help on Tower of Oblivion. She doesn't really have a use in Aspen Dungeon. She can be useful for a couple niche waves here and there, but overall she's not going to do all that great. But again, Sealand, absolutely amazing. And you can actually use her in Vortex to kind of be a support hero to your Tix and Ignis and Scarlet Queen. And you can use her on specific ways where you're trying to deny the energy for actives from the enemies. It helps against Garudas, things like that. She's a great hero. She's one of the few heroes on this list that will last you in PvP all the way to the end game and have some uses. So she's not really used by many people in end game right now, but she's that hero that has such a kit that she could come back at any time depending on the hero. Last up at number 1, last but definitely not least, is Drake. So if you're looking for a hero to build to 9-star or 10-star in the dark faction as your first one, I do think Drake is going to be absolutely the best. Why? Because you're going to want his survivability to be a little bit higher than you normally would other support heroes. He is going to be by far your best hero to use in things like broken spaces in the early game, flame shrine and guild bosses, and you really want to maximize your PvE damage in the early game because some of those modes are actually still difficult when you only have 1, 2, or even 3 E5 heroes, depending on who those E5 heroes are. The main reason this man is picked is for his defense down. So this skill effect will reduce the target by 100% of their armor, damage reduction, all damage reduction, block, and dodge. It's not stackable, but who cares? It's 100%. Yeah, this ability is pretty strong. It's how you see all those big damage numbers in PvE. If you don't have a Drake and you're wondering why you're falling behind on PvE damage, this right here is the reason. Defense down from the Shadow Lure. It also helps because at level 10-star, you're going to have a 60% chance to dodge attacks. That will, again, help with survivability, but it will make a big difference in your early game progress. Now, he is a great one to build to 9-star. Again, I would still kind of wait. There's a little exception, I guess, here is I would build him to 9-star even if I don't have the hero copies to bring him to 10-star because he is that good of a PvE support in the early game. You guys saw on even like my my free-to-play account. We finally got a Drake on that account and started building it up, and instantly, where we were struggling in broken spaces like 6 and 7, we started to do much better. Even though he doesn't live the whole fight, the fight that he does live through means a lot of extra damage. So he's very good. He does have some uses in Aspen Dungeon as well. He can kind of fit into the PvP meta. He's actually good in the mid game. He falls off towards the end game, but mid game, late game, he can do just fine. His black hole mark damage can kill targets through unbending will. So he has a lot of really great supports to him. But yeah, definitely my pick as light and dark heroes who you should try to prioritize to build as your first 9-star, if not 10-star. So let me know what you guys think. Should we have removed any heroes, put any other light and dark heroes on? Would you have changed the order? I mean, Aydah was kind of like that, kind of pushing it. So maybe not Aydah, but Drake, Almond Raw, Carrie, they're all great first 9 or 10 stars to build in the dark faction. Russell, by far, I think is the best in the light faction just because of Sealand 20 and other things he can help out. So let me know what you guys think about this list. Should I change anything? Leave it in the comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time.